This is Reddit Bites, and welcome to your weekly source of Reddit stories. Today we take a deep dive into the fascinating world of True of My Chest. My girlfriend left me on the day I was proposing without any explanation. This is a throwaway account and all names are fake. The story includes me, 28M, my now ex-girlfriend Elise, 27F, and her best friends Leah, 27F, and David, 27M. Elise and I had been together for 3 years and living together for 1.5 years. Our relationship was very strong and we were madly in love. All of our friends always used to say that we were a perfect couple. Our communication was strong and we had everything planned in our lives. I told her that I won't be marrying her before I get a job that pays well enough to build our family, and she agreed. Well, I got a very good job 2 months ago and we started planning our lives together. Our plan was to get married in the next year or two, buy a house, and then have kids when we have more financial stability. She also started dropping hints that I should propose. I was already planning to propose, so I started researching for rings, proposal venues, etc. This is when I contacted Leah and asked her to meet me and keep it a secret. I told her my plans and she confirmed that Elise would love this, and also gave me some suggestions which I loved. Leah also included David, as the three of them were best friends since childhood and knew each other very well. They also helped me pick the ring. The plan was to rent a cabin surrounded by nature and wilderness, as Elise likes that a lot. I rented the cabin, and on Friday I took the day off without telling my girlfriend, and met up with Leah and David and one of my friends to set up everything. I gave instructions to my friend about how I wanted everything to be set up, as he was supposed to go there the next day before us, and set up everything. Flowers, cameras, etc. I went back home after that and ordered Elise's favorite takeout. We talked about her day and then went to bed. Now a week ago, Leah had invited Elise for brunch on Saturday, proposal day, at a new fancy place, the proposal location. She emphasized that the place was fancy so that Elise wouldn't get suspicious of Leah asking her to wear a nice dress. On Saturday morning, Leah and David came to our apartment to pick up Elise. As soon as they left, I called a friend of mine who was waiting just around the corner and I left soon after. Then I called my other friend who was supposed to be at the cabin and asked him how everything was going. He assured me that everything was set up exactly how I wanted it. I had also asked David to share their location and to drive slowly or take a longer route so that I can get there 15 minutes before them. I realized David hadn't shared the location, but it was fine. We got there and I just ran in to change into a suit. Then I went to the exact position and checked the camera angles. Everything was perfect. Then I waited for my girlfriend and her friends to arrive. The drive is 40 minutes from our apartment and they should have been there. I thought they went slightly overboard with stalling. I waited there for another 20 minutes. It had already been more than an hour since they left the apartment and I was getting worried, so I asked one of my friends to call David and sneakily ask how long it'll take them. They called him 3 times, but no answer. Then they called Leah 3 times. No answer. I assumed the worst. I called David and Leah as well. Still no answer. Finally, I decided to call Elise. First call, she didn't answer. My heart was racing at this point. As soon as I called her again, Leah answered instead. I was panicking and asked her if everything was all right, and why is nobody answering the phone. She went silent for 2 seconds, and then started yelling at me. She told me to never call Elise ever again, and that I was dead to her, that I was a horrible human being for doing that to her, that she doesn't want to see my face or talk to me ever again. I was confused, but before I could say anything, she hung up. I was so confused and started crying, and my friends had to console me. Soon after that, I got a text from Leah that she'll be coming over later with David to get Elise's stuff, and that Elise doesn't even want to step into the apartment, even if I'm not there. I immediately called her parents to ask what was going on. They knew about the proposal, and we were supposed to go to their home for lunch after the proposal. They had no clue what was going on, and told me that they'll call her and ask. I got a call from them 10 minutes later, saying that they called Elise, and she told them that she can't talk right now, and she'll call them later. They were also confused about all this. I was devastated, and I didn't know what to do. My friends took me back to my apartment, and we hung out. David and Leah came over in the evening to take Elise's stuff. My friends and I tried to talk to them, but they didn't say anything. They just asked me where Elise's stuff was and just took some of it and said they'll be back for the rest. They also reiterated that if I tried contacting Elise again, I'll be reported for harassment. At that moment, I just wanted to cry because just the thought of me harassing my girlfriend was overwhelming. After they left, my friends told me that they think I shouldn't be alone right now, and they were staying the night, and won't take no for an answer. We stayed up and talked till 4 a.m. last night, and then everyone went to bed. I wasn't able to sleep, and I've been just thinking about every potential reason for Elise's behavior, but I don't have any answers. The only scenario I can think of is that Elise was cheating on me, and somehow she realized I was going to propose, and she freaked out and told her friends that she can't do this because I cheated on her. This still doesn't make sense, but it's the closest thing to an explanation I have right now. I know it's a horrible thing to think about. Today was supposed to be the first day of our engaged life together. Hopefully, I'll be able to get some answers from her parents if they talk to her. I've been reverse pickpocketing my parents for years, and I think I'm addicted to it. When I was younger, I noticed how excited my mother would get over finding money on the ground, or in the wash, even if it was only $1. Once I was a bit older and had a job, I realized that I had money I could spend however I wanted. My parents didn't really like receiving random gifts when it wasn't a holiday or birthday, so I started sneaking 1s and 5s into their wallets, bags, and even coat pockets. It made me so happy to see how excited my mom would get, even though it wasn't much money. And sometimes my dad would bring home candy with the surprise, extra money. I'm an adult now, and still live with my parents. They let me live with them super cheap, even though money has been a little tight the last few years. They don't like it when I just give them money to help, even if they pay me back. I've started reverse pickpocketing 10s and 20s. My mom gets especially excited and tells me all about the money she found. My dad doesn't vocalize that he found it. He just brings home ice cream or fast food for the family. The problem is, I can't stop. It's not putting me at a detriment because they don't charge much for rent, but I'm worried I'll get caught soon. I'll probably stop once our financial situation is a bit better in a year or so. I just absolutely love the smile it brings to my mother's face, and the smile my dad has when he surprises us with a special treat. It's worth the $20, $30 every paycheck. I don't do it too often, but it's been going on for so long I think I'm addicted to it. My sister managed to ruin 2 families' lives with her selfishness. Not content with just tearing apart my family, my youngest sister has managed to destroy the hearts and souls of 2 families. Gross vehicular manslaughter while intoxicated. 2 counts of it. She was so wasted that she doesn't even remember leaving the party that night. She was out partying again. No idea why, she failed nearly every single one of her university classes. She's never needed an excuse, though. College for her has just been a free pass to party and run up a credit card bill. My parents have sheltered her from the minute she could walk and have never made her face a single consequence for her actions. The last year has shown she has no motivation to work or do anything really. Just guilt my parents for money with promises of doing better next time. We knew she was driving while intoxicated. She crashed the car my dad got her into a pole high on MDMA last fall. I told my parents they need to take the car back. I told her she needed to stop driving if she was high or drunk. I begged everybody to do something before she hurt someone. A mother and her child. That's the lives she ended up taking. I've heard she was married and had a young baby at home as well. My sister doesn't understand what she's truly done. That, or she doesn't care. My parents have convinced her that everything will be fine. Again, because they don't understand or care. They think because she's 19 they won't throw her in prison. Because she's never been caught breaking the law before she'll get a slap on the wrist or something. That she can bat her lashes and fake cry, she'll avoid the big girl consequences for the mistake she made. She's looking at 20 years for this. I won't be sticking around to watch this courtroom drama play out. Mai and my brother are cutting contact today. I just found out that my mother has been stealing money from my bank account for years. I am a student, former high school now college, and money was never really my priority. I worked over the summer break to earn money to buy things I wanted. It was a shock when I found out, and I can't believe it took me 6 years to finally find out. She was very careful, but in the end she made a mistake, and it was all thanks to a stupid gotcha game which forced me to go to the bank. I had to make some changes to my bank account in order to buy something, and I did just that. I got access to all my transactions on my phone, and it was really nice because I could see all the stupid things I spent my money on. Until I started going back a few years back and noticed transaction that I never made. She somehow managed to get my credit card information to make online purchases. She even took my credit with her to buy in things in stores and to withdraw money from the ATM. That took about €6,000, maybe even more, of my hard-earned cash. And it really was hard-earned cash. I worked as a construction worker. And that job is not easy, but it pays well, so that was the reason I did it. To buy expensive things for herself. Right now I am so mad, I am lost and I have no idea what to do. So here I am, hoping for some advice on what to do. I hit a pedestrian with my car yesterday. I was making a right turn at a green light, and a pedestrian was walking across the street with the walk signal on. I just completely missed seeing her. I even looked in the street beforehand, and she must have been in my blind spot. I hadn't been drinking, wasn't on my phone, nothing. Just absolutely did not see her. I grazed her on the side going less than 5 mph. I immediately stopped the car and got out. She had fallen down, but was up and standing by the time I got out of the car. It all happened so fast. The first thing she did was ask me for a hug. She was shaken up and so was I. I offered to call the police, an ambulance, drive her to the hospital, drive her home. She said no to all of it. I gave her my name and number and told her to let me know if she needed anything at all. She texted me later that she was okay. I feel horrible. I'm such a horrible and shitty person. I cried for hours after it happened. I am so scared to drive again. I am thanking the higher powers that the girl was okay and so kind. I deserve some real bad karma for this. Thank you for watching.